Well, another season coming to an end for the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel as Skyview plays host to Mountain Crest tonight, and there's some playoff implications going on in this ball game. But first, let's talk about what it feels like for some of these players, Jeff Anderson, as they're winding down their careers.
It's I've been through it in college and high school, and it's a tough thing. It's a very emotional thing. You have your parents involved, your family involved, because it's your last game, and you look at the high school, and it's like a chapter of your life is ending. So it's fun, but it is very emotional, and for both teams really, because this is their last game. So
these teams playing for playoff position, so that should keep their attention.
Yeah, I think Logan wrapped up the region title, but there's still a ton on the line for both of these teams tonight, because it's a seeding. You want to, obviously get as high a seed you can, then you play a lesser team from there.
All right, let's see what happens tonight on the Game of the Week coming up next.
I am a cyclist. Soy un ciclista.
I am a cyclist.
Victoria. I train for it. I sacrifice for it. While they play, I train.
I conquer roads others can't.
You're driven to be the best, so you should train on the best. The 2014 Proform TDF, the official training bike of the Tour de France. It's the ultimate cyclist's training experience. With iFit and Google Maps, you'll ride the Tour. Choose any stage of the Tour or nearly every road on Earth and dig in. You'll see, feel, and ride the Tour. Climb like never before. Courchevel, Galibier, even Alpe d'Huez. Only the TDF gives you a 20% incline and decline. See it all right in front of you on our 7-inch color touchscreen. And train with power with our advanced power meter. With a TDF, you can ride almost every road on the planet. You can get the TDF with 0 down. Get yours today. Train better tomorrow.
I am a cyclist, and this is where I train.
2014-2015 season ends with Mountain Crest at Skyview. It's brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Cache Valley Electric, a tradition of excellence since 1915. Mountain Star Cache Valley Hospital, not bigger, just better. Lewiston State Bank, established for your future. New Smile, keep your teeth with experienced dental care. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors. Lynn's Audio and Video, Cache Valley's audio and video specialist. Nyman Funeral Home, a family serving your family. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you have been missing. Cherry Peak Resort, just minutes away to play. Top of Utah Spas, Utah's newest jacuzzi dealer. The Valley Outlet and the Valley Home Store, the best of both worlds, eclectic design at extremely low prices. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's television station for over 25 years. Hello everyone and welcome again to the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. I'm Eric Olson, and along with me special guest Jeff Omar Anderson, former Bear River Bear and Utah State Aggie.
Yeah, I'm a Bear River Bear from the other side of the mountain over there. But yeah, I played at Utah State in the mid-'80s, and I'm very happy to be here. I'm excited.
All right, well, we're happy to have you, and we'll be happy to tap into your basketball knowledge as we watch what's going on here between these two teams. It is senior night at Skyview High School. They'll be introducing the seniors here at Skyview. I had a chance to talk with both coaches before the game. Coach Hilliard from Skyview talked about his team first, and we talked about these seniors. Well, senior night at Skyview, always an emotional time for these young men. What do you tell them to keep their focus?
Main thing is just to remember how hard they've worked to get to this point, and just to go out and have fun. Just use what they've learned over the years, and realize it's the last time in this gym to let it all hang out. There's no tomorrow. Just to play with great effort and intensity, and leave a memory here at Skyview High School that they'll like to think about for a while.
Well, we talk about senior night, but you've got a lot of underclassmen that have really contributed this year. A lot of guys coming back that you've got to be excited about the future.
Yeah, the future's bright here. Things haven't gone our way as much as we'd like to in region, but we've had the last couple games we've started to to turn things around a little bit, play with a little bit more emotion and intensity. We've shot the ball a little better, so I kind of like the direction we're headed right now. But our youth, we do have some very talented youth players that have helped us out a little bit, and we might have to rely on a little bit of that tonight as well.
Sort out the whole playoff thing for us. Have you got to win this one, or how does it work for you guys?
We're going to win this one, so we need to win this one. We'll be third, play that wonderful 9-10 game like we did 2 years ago. So we win, we're third. We lose, we're in a playoff with Box Elder if Box Elder beats Ogden tonight for fourth place. So we win, we're third, Mountain Crest is fourth, and that's how it'll go. That's hopefully the way it ends, by the way the night turns out for us.
Plenty to play for. Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Lewiston State Bank, brings you the coach's comments each and every game. Lewiston State Bank, established for your future, and we appreciate them sponsoring that segment. Coach Graydon Bookmiller is the coach of the Mountain Crest Mustangs, and the Mustangs have plenty to play for, and we talked about that with the coach. Well, another year, I guess you could say down the drain, but it's not down the drain. A lot of work, and you've still got a few games in front of you regardless of an outcome here tonight. But what that path is that lies ahead hinges on the outcome tonight, right?
Yeah, we're trying to get the highest possible seed we can going into the state tournaments, and I think our boys have done some good things. Certainly we'd like to have a few opportunities back on some of those games, but what's happened has happened, and we have an opportunity tonight to play a good quality rival school on their home floor, and that means something for both teams, and that's something special and unique, and we hope we come out and are ready for the atmosphere of that.
I know you've had a lot of contributions this year. It's hard to talk about one player here or there, but one guy that I've noticed and again, we do games here and there, but one guy I've really noticed this year that seemed to step up his game, and I talked to you about this last week, was John Huff has impressed me this year as a senior.
Yeah, John is, really seems like, especially his last few games, like you said, that this is his moment, this is his time. He's a senior and has his last chance to play for Mountain Crest and with the group of kids that he's surrounded with, and he's really grasping hold of that, and he seems to understand, what's at stake, and he's not faltering from, or shying away from any of that, and it's good to see him play with some confidence.
What do you have to do to the Bobcats and prevent them from doing to you to win this game tonight?
We got to keep emotions in check. We expect, being a senior night for them, and of course rival, that there's going to be some high emotions, and just trying to find that clarity amongst all the chaos and aggressiveness and active hands and over anxious of both sides of the ball, and try and settle down and simulate somewhat of a basketball game as soon as possible. I think that'll help us, and as soon as we can get things straightened out and nerves calm down a little bit, I think we'll be okay.
All right, Coach, good luck tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lewiston State Bank, our sponsor for the coach's comments each and every game, and the national anthem being performed here by a choral group at Skyview. Let's join them. Nice rendition of the national anthem by the choral group Encore from Skyview High School. We're about 3 minutes away from the opening tip-off, and we talked a little bit in that opener there about all of the playoff implications. Skyview and Mountain Crest playing for third and fourth, and hey, there's something kind of crazy going on here tonight. They're going to be throwing out pizza boxes from Garlic's Pizzeria. If you catch one of those in the first half, they're going to be giving you a pizza.
Hi, Skyview fans. I'm Mike from Garlic's Pizzeria, 869 South Main here in Smithfield. I would like to personally invite you to come by and join us for a wonderful pizza, one of the best in the valley. I brought an example to show you. This is called our Venetian. It's got sausage, pepperoni, mushrooms, peppers, and onions. Come see us. Join us for a wonderful evening. Go Bobcats.
All right, they're going to be throwing out boxes here during the first half, delivering pizza to lucky people in the second half at Garlic's Pizzeria, right across the street from Lee's Marketplace in Smithfield. I had some of that pizza that he was showing you just a minute ago. They had to pry me away from it. I was going to eat the whole thing and lick the box. So Garlic's Pizzeria, order online or go on in and check them out. Great place to eat. All right, there's a lot of playoff implications for this one. It's mostly about seeding. Both teams are in, at least for, if Skyview loses, they'd have to play a play-in game, I think, with Box Elder, right, Jeff?
Yeah, correct. That Skyview scenario as far as the seeding is if they win tonight, they win third place outright. If they lose to Mountain Crest, then they would be in a tie for fourth with Box Elder, which they would have to play a play-in game later this week. So, it's Mountain Crest, they are already in. It's just whether they're the fourth seed or the third seed. So obviously Mountain Crest wants to jump up and be that third seed because obviously your game going to state is easier that way. So both teams have a lot to play for.
All right, we're going to take a break and come back with the starting lineups and the tip-off. Final game of the regular season. It's in Smithfield. The Bobcats hosting the Mustangs of Mountain Crest. Back in a minute.
We'll have you on that knee in no time. This afternoon, in fact. Okay, let's take that first step. Put your weight on it. You're doing terrific, Scott.
At Cache Valley Hospital, what makes us better makes you better. Cache Valley Hospital, the newest member of the Mountain Star Healthcare family.
Wendy's salad really tastes like summertime.
Told you. Summer in a bowl.
What? Sweet strawberries, chicken on the grill.
Did you do something different in here?
New salads.
Nothing captures the feeling of summer like Wendy's new Strawberry Field Salad. Fresh strawberries, bacon, and grilled chicken on a bed of fresh greens.
Now that's better.
And now kids' meals just $1.99 after 4.
Back at Skyview High School, I'm Eric Olson along with Jeff Omar Anderson. If you're just joining us and wonder, why does that name sound familiar? Well, he played basketball in the 80s at Utah State, so not long ago, just a couple years, Jeff.
I think there were still laces on the ball when I played. It seems that long ago.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both teams. Tommy Albrechtson, number 12. Will start at guard at 6'3". Kai Nethercott, 6'5", junior at forward. John Huff, who's played really well this season, a 6'5", senior down low. Jackson Brenchley, 6'4", point guard, just a sophomore. And Tanner Kirby, the big man at 6'7", is going to get the start tonight. He's a senior. So while the Mustangs huddle up, the lights go down here in Smithfield. Did they do this over at Bear River?
No.
In the 80s?
No, we had a pretty simple announcement of the starting lineup. Back then it seemed big time, but they do a lot more to try to promote the game and promote the excitement. I think it's cool.
That's right. Here's number 4, Austin Jepson, a 6'1" senior. Bryson Hilliard, another senior at 6'1", getting the start tonight. Again, it's senior night. 7 seniors on this squad. Bryce Mortensen's a junior, and he's going to be starting, number 13. We just saw a moment ago. And there's Thomas Lundberg, a 6' senior. Riley Panter, number 35. They're actually going to announce all of the seniors, and then you're going to have your regular starting lineup. So Jepson, Hilliard, Hanson, Porter, and Panter are all your seniors, along with big Tyler Downs. There he is. And Tyler Downs, he eats up a little space in the paint at 6'5", and I don't even want to guess how much he weighs.
He's a big boy.
You could play a 4-3 defense with 3 linemen with him in there, because he was both your inside lineman. He was both your D tackles. That's how big he is.
Wow, that's cool. As I understand, he had a great football career.
He did. I know he's had some schools looking at him. I've heard Weber State and some others looking at him. And from what I understand, he's looking at going on a mission first, and then see what happens in a couple of years. Of course, with that 18-year-old missionary age, it kind of changes dynamics in recruiting.
Yeah, that has been an interesting thing in recruiting, hasn't it? Just didn't have to sit out or play for 1 year, then go on your mission. Now they can just go on their mission right out of high school. I think it's great.
Yeah,
helps especially Utah State and the BYU's of the world.
Huff wins the tap as Kirby tracks it down. And Brenchley will handle. Brenchley needed to improve on his shooting this year, and he has, and you see it right there.
Wow, that was a tough shot. See, you said he's only a sophomore.
Sophomore, 6'4".
I've watched him play a few times. I'm very impressed. That was a tough shot. Great make.
Built a lot like his dad. Dad John that played at Mountain Crest. They go for the lob, and Mortensen and Nethercott takes it away. Here comes Brenchley. Brenchley kicks to the outside to Albrechtsen, and now Brenchley all the way to the rack, and it's 4-0 Brenchley leading the Bobcats.
Another great move. Great penetration. I love penetration from guards.
You'll see as this game goes on his court presence for a sophomore. Even as a freshman last year when he played so much, that was his biggest plus, is the jumper from Hendricks. Won't go, and Huff rebounds. That was his biggest plus last year. Other parts of his game have developed, but he just knew where everybody was. And for a 14-year-old kid, that was pretty good.
That's amazing.
The sophomore being awfully aggressive here tonight. He misses his shot attempt, and the 3 ball at the other end won't go. It was Zach Hansen. Albrechtsen runs over one of the Bobcats, and it's a foul on Skyview. It's going to be called on Panther.
Obviously, that's one of the game plans tonight for Mountain Crest, is getting Brenchley to the hole. He's a great driver, and he can create. Oh,
that's okay.
Yep, obvious blocking foul there.
Underneath, Nethercott with the double clutch. He can't get it to go, and Hansen comes up with it. Panther sides against the 3, and they find Hansen for a 3. Got it! The Bobcats are on the board.
Great shot. I seen him against Logan play, and he can shoot the 3.
They trap Huff. Huff looking for some help, and it's taken away by Hendricks, and he steps on the end line.
Skyview applying some pressure here.
Mountain Crest is playing faster than we've seen them play the last couple of weeks. They've really held the ball and tried to pound it into the bigs, and they're playing faster tonight. It's a turnover.
Yeah, that play should have gave it up. I thought he had an easy layup on the other end.
Jepson took it away. Panthers 3. Too hard, and Huff with the long board. Albrechtsen backs it out between the circles, and now looking inside to Huff is Brenchley. Brenchley back with it. He'd rather go to the rack. He doesn't take a lot of 3-pointers. Albrechtsen takes one, won't go. And the Mustangs as a team only average a couple of 3-pointers per game. Albrechtsen with the steal.
Great steal, way to get back.
Huff behind the arc, got it!
There's my guy. I've watched him quite a bit, Eric, and I just really like his game. He's big, strong, physical, can shoot the shot. I wish they should go inside to him more, I think.
7-3 Mountain Crest with the early lead over Skyview. Huff comes up with the steal. Back-to-back turnovers for the Bobcats. Huff's going to take it all the way in. Mortensen takes it away.
Defense leads offense.
Hansen got another one.
There's the shooter.
7-6. Yeah, you better find him, huh? That's his third three-pointer. He's hit 2 of them. Huff takes it in. No foul. It's out of bounds off of the Bobcats. Yeah, the Mustangs are being much more aggressive to the rack than they have been the last couple games I've seen them. They played more deliberate and slow down.
Yeah.
Just really tried to pound it inside.
You know, tonight's game started off, obviously, that's their emphasis. It's not is getting to the basket, and so far they're doing a good job of it.
Eventually down to the big man, Kirby. A little right-hand push shot won't go. Hendricks finds Hansen. How hot is he? Lukewarm.
No, didn't quite have his feet set there. He's off balance.
Tried to step into that 3.
But when you've hit 2 in a row, I guess you're allowed to take that shot.
Down low they go to Kirby again. The big man off the glass, and he'll go to the line. Here's a look.
Yeah, here's a look. Big guy down inside that makes a great post up. I love the pass. You know, we don't hit the post guys enough. These guy pin goes up. Should have made the basket, but going to the foul line. Great play. Great. What I would like to notice is the pass from the outside in. You know, you got to, when those guys are open like that, you have to get them the ball. And that was a good job by Mountain Crest doing that.
And he put it in a good spot. He didn't have to go chase it. He had his man sealed on that block. You don't want to come off that once you've got that good a position.
There's a real knack to getting the guy the ball where he needs it, not just getting him, but to his right or his left hand, wherever the pin down is at. You got to throw it to that hand so he can roll right to the basket.
He makes 1 of 2. It's 8-6. Speaking of big guys, Downs.
Boy, he is a big kid, like you said, isn't he?
Yeah,
Once he
really
gets it
is.
down inside like that, it's over. They're not going to stop him.
He's got pretty good feet for his size, though.
He looks very agile.
Down low, Kirby again. This time he spins inside, tries to bounce across to Huff, and Huff wasn't ready. Turnover, Mountain Crest, their third.
See, that's where you, as a big guy, you get a little selfish. I mean, he's 3-4 feet from the basket. He made the roll. You know, go up. You're going to get fouled or make the shot. But
down low, another ball knocked away, and a scrum in the corner. The Mustangs come up with it for a minute. And it stays with the orange and blue. You see what was going on here.
Oh, scrum. Big man's on the floor.
Yeah.
Tries to throw it out. Good hustle, both teams.
Eventually doubled, so he backs it out. Kirby hands off to Albrechtson. He tries to set up and he trips. Albrechtson misses. Kirby cleaning up the board. Too hard off the putback attempt. And here come the Bobcats.
Good rebound, good shot.
Lob to
That was
Jepson.
a good pass.
Panther leans in. The foul called by the official on the outside, so the orange and blue fans didn't like that. They thought the guy underneath should have called that, but they're in different places for different reasons, and that's to see angles.
Yeah. Refs never make right calls, right, according to the fans. That was a good call. He got hammered, at least in my opinion.
Plenty of body contact. Here's another look right here.
Yeah, he comes around the screen, dribble drive. Definitely got the ball in the, but what most people don't see, he got him all body. That was a good call.
8-9 is our score now. Skyview leading Mountain Crest. Now leading Mountain Crest 10-8. The Bobcats, the Mustangs roared out to the early lead, and the Bobcats have chipped back into it, and now they lead by a bucket. It's a good look at Albrechtson as Mortensen harasses him. Out front to Brenchley. Brenchley with the lob to Nethercock.
Great play. I love breaking the press and getting early offense, and that's exactly what Mountain Crest did on that.
Tied at 10 with 2 minutes to play in the first period. Panter picks up his dribble. Into the game, Thomas Lundberg for the Bobcats. High off the glass.
Great move. I love that. Penetration, pull up from 8 feet, little bank shot. If you master that, you'll have a career in high school basketball. That was a great shot.
Hendricks with the light touch in his first bucket. The Bobcats seesaw back out in front, 12-10. Huff on the handoff turns the corner, and a foul before the shot.
Foul assessed for the Bobcats, Tyler Downs.
Downs will pick up the foul, and here's a look.
Good pass, took the pick. Just big man got him with his knee right there. Probably too bad for Huff. It looked like he had a whole lane, actually, to go to the basket.
Down low, Brenchley posts up Lundberg, and the foul is called. And Brenchley goes 6'4", while Thomas Lundberg is 6 feet, which you know that means Thomas Lundberg is 5'10", and Brenchley's 6'2", right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I'm really impressed with this Brenchley, being a sophomore and doing all he does.
Now this is the problem, one of his big problems last year. He was terrible at the free throw line, and this year he's been great at the free throw line. So you can tell he's putting work into his game.
That's the whole key to it, free throw shooting. Your entire game, actually. It's all what you do in the off season, to get ready. And if you need to improve in free throw shooting, then you shoot a couple hundred a day, I wish more kids out there learned that and got that.
And that off season starts the day after your last game of the year, right?
There's no question. And anymore, it's even worse when since the time I played. We played all 3 sports and did that, but these kids are playing basketball year round.
Yep, with AAU and comp leagues and everything else. Hendricks finds Downs out of bounds, knocked away by Brenchley. That AAU is kind of a two-edged sword, I think. It gives kids a chance to work on some of their skills, but I also think the way the AAU game is played, I don't think it lends itself to great team basketball. And there's a foul underneath.
Well, as I look at my own career, that
number 15, Jonathan Top.
Here we're going to go to the replay, actually. Good rebound, gets his feet set, goes up strong. Obvious foul on Huff. Great play by the big guy. He is agile for his size. I like it.
Go back to that thought you were talking about.
Well, when I grew up, like I said, we had the 3 sports, and I lived out in Deweyville, Utah. There was no AAU, there was no sports team. So instead of, driving to practice for an hour, driving home, all that stuff, spend 3-4 hours doing all that, I spent 3 or 4 hours just on the basketball court, shooting, dribbling, practicing. And I think we're missing, this generation of maybe some skill that they're not getting because of just playing too much team basketball when they should be playing.
Working on their own skills.
Yep. I know that's not a reality anymore, but I wish we could go back to it.
You'd like to have them do their own skills and then be able to bring it to a team perspective. And
that's the whole concept. Yeah, if you have those skills in place, you fit into any team situation. It's having the skills.
But you worry about the way some of these are played, that it's, now it's teaching guys to make sure to get theirs.
Yeah, that's true.
14-13, Mountain Crest with a 1-point lead. 4 seconds to play in the first period. Hendricks, long 3, won't go. Downs tries to tip it, and it's short. 14-13 our score after 1 quarter. Mountain Crest leading Skyview in Smithfield.
Becoming established doesn't happen overnight. It isn't awarded by one single act. Being established comes from a lifetime of holding on to what is most important, even when it is most difficult. Being established doesn't mean doing what's always been done. It means doing what's right. Lewiston State Bank, established in 1905, established for your future.
14-13 our scorer. Mountain Crest leading Skyview after 1. Eric Olson along with Jeff Anderson. Pretty good first quarter. And in the break, here's what's going on. We talked about this, the garlic pizza toss. Somebody got a box of pizza right there, and they're going to read the note that's on it. And they're going to get themselves a pizza delivered in the second half. That's from Garlic's Pizza. It's across from Lee's Marketplace in Smithfield. Go check them out. Mike McGrath, the owner there, and real nice guy, and they know how to make pizza. Pretty good first period, Jeff.
Yeah, it was very competitive. Both teams, mainly, a couple threes from Skyview and mainly Mountain Crest on the inside, but it's shaping up to be, just like all Valley games, an incredible game.
Well, second Valley game in a row for the Mustangs. Jepson's three. It's the bottom of the net.
Great shot. Good swinging of the ball, and he got the wide open look, and he knocked it down.
Mountain Crest is 0 for 3 against the other Valley teams. Logan beat them twice, and Skyview beat them earlier. So the Mustangs trying to win one in the Valley, and they trail by 2 here. Mortenson's been quiet. Spins to his left after going right.
Even though they missed that shot, I love that. The post up, get it in, he worked it. Got a good look. Normally he would make that.
Nethercott to the rim. He's a little bit off balance, and Downs comes up with the rebound. Mortensen looks into the big man. Downs spins inside. Shot won't go. Gets his own board and puts it back, and he's fouled.
Wow, that's just determination there. It's awesome.
He's just a bull down in there.
Yeah, he misses a little jumper, but look how quick he got back up. And just a great, with his body, nobody's going to box him out. And he just went and caught the ball. Great play.
Downs misses the free throw. Rebound fought for and controlled finally by the Mustangs. 4-point lead for the Bobcats. It's their largest of the game. 6.5 to play in the first half.
Kirby is an intimidating figure down there, isn't he? He looks like a big grizzly bear with that haircut.
Oh, you Downs, you mean? Yeah. He looks like a big grizzly bear without the haircut. Panther to the rim. Looked like he was fouled, no whistle. Kirby got a piece of it. Tanner Kirby, wearing, you can see that tape on his shoulder. He dislocated his shoulder in the last game. No problem. Pop it back in, put some tape on it, and get in there. Brenchley, 3-ball, got it. I'm sure Kirby's not feeling awesome, but
great kick out. Brenchley with 3.
Jepson tries to answer, can't get it. Kirby with the board. (18-17). Our score, Mountain Crest trying to take the lead back, and they can't do it as Adams leaves it short. Downs has it knocked away. Nethercott, nice look by Brenchley. Nethercott all alone down there along the baseline.
Yeah, they just lost him. Brenchley, good quarter wetness, got him, easy layup.
6 points on the night for Nethercott. Down low they go to Downs again. He passed out of the double team, he walked. Kind of hopped that foot, didn't he? 5 turnovers for Skyview now.
Yeah. Definitely moved his feet. It looked like from up here. So
Carton Porter comes in. Downs sits down. Hendricks comes in, replacing Hansen. Brenchley walks it across the timeline. 4.5 to play in the first half. The Mustangs with a 19-18 lead. No foul trouble to speak of. 3 fouls on Mountain Crest, 4 on Skyview. Not a lot of whistles in this game. And now here's what the Mountain Crest Mustangs have done more of this season. They've just kind of being deliberate with what they're trying to do. Not in any hurry. So Albrechtsen to the rack.
Great move.
Nethercott tied up, and it stays here.
Ball possession, Mountain Crest.
Good move to the basket there. Like I said, I love slashes.
Brenchley scores on the inbounds pass.
That's 2 in a row for Mountain Crest. It's easy layups. Skyview broke down on the interior 2 times in a row. Flat lay-ins.
Here it is.
Yeah, great in-plans play. They get the pick. The guy, the number 20, didn't go after him. Just an easy throw and got a 3-point play out of it. Good play.
Brenchley 3 for 3 from the free throw line. He's got 10 points to lead all scorers. (22-18) after the 3-point play from Brenchley. And Panter answers.
Panter's a good shooter, great player. That's nice to see him hit that shot. That'll really help Skyview.
There's a foul out front. Huff called for the offensive foul on the screen that he set. 4th turnover for the Mustangs. I've got Brenchley 2, 4, 6, 9, 10, and the big board's got him for 12. Either way, he's in double figures.
He's having a really nice start.
And he's been aggressive here in this first half. Panter leaves it off to Jepson. Jepson, pull up, rims around and out. Rebounded by Brenchley. 3 minutes to play in the half.
Pretty tough shot there to make that one. I'd like to see him give it up. Get an easy one.
3 minutes to play in the half, and it's 22-21. Mountain Crest trying to add to that lead, and they turn it over. That's their 5th. 5 turnovers apiece. Here's the lob to Mortensen. Couldn't control it. Somehow he gets it back, and Porter knocks it out of bounds, and they're going to say one of the Mustangs knocked it away from him. That lob would have brought the house down if he could have gotten it to go.
Here's a great pass. The guy's open. He throws it up. I think he was in between. Should I lay it up or should I dunk it? And then he just kind of laid it off. But fortunate they got the ball back.
He had to catch it a little further from the rim than he wanted, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Offensive foul.
Not many of us are LeBron James who just catch it anywhere and dunk it, right?
No. Offensive foul called on Skyview. That's a 6th turnover of the game for the Bobcats. And so the Mustangs get it back. Still leading by a point, 22-21. Both teams have scored 8 points here in this period. Albrechtsen measures the 3. He's a little off on his measurement there. Needs a new tape measure. Hendricks.
Good wide open shot for Mountain Crest, though.
Jepson to Mortensen. He leaves it for Panter. Pull up over Kirby. Won't go. Rebound. Albrechtsen and a rebound foul. It's either Porter or Jepson. Who do they ring up?
Fouls on Skyview's number 4, Austin Jepson.
It's on Jepson.
And for the Mustangs, number 0, Jalen
Jepson's first, and is that the 7th team foul? It is.
Yep, they're going one-on-one now.
Here's a look. He reached across.
Yeah.
When you reach across somebody's body, they're almost always going to blow that whistle.
Exactly. That's a good tough rebound by
Albrechtsen hits the free throw. His first point of the ball game. 5 of 6 from the line for Mountain Crest. 3 of 5 for Skyview. And Albrechtsen's second rims out. Kirby has it blocked away by Mortensen as he was trying to put it back.
Yeah, great block. Got all ball. Perfect block.
Panter's baseline jumper won't go. Rebounded by Brenchley.
Give it up.
Yeah, Brenchley had a man out front. Here's Kirby. Kirby blocked, but they call a foul as he keeps control and finishes.
Fouls on the Bobcats. Number 13, Bryce Mortensen.
Yeah, because here's the pass inside, takes it really strong. Looked like maybe all ball, but they're going to call that a lot of the time. And just great play to stay in control of the ball, get it up there, get it off the glass, and make the basket.
Tanner Kirby.
Great play by Kirby.
He's got 3 points, looking for 4. He doesn't get 4, but his putback bucket gives the Mustangs a 25-21 lead, and Skyview wants to take a timeout with a minute 35 to play in the first half at Skyview. Last game of the regular season. Skyview wants to win this game and go in as the 3rd seed from Region 5. If they lose, they have to play a play-in game, most likely against Box Elder. They don't want to do that.
No, you never want to be in that situation. The state tournament's hard enough, to win a game, to have a game in between that, get all your preparation, all that work, that gives you less time to prepare for the state tournament. So it really is a drawback. So this is a huge game for Skyview. To get out of that play-in game.
And Mountain Crest, on the other hand, they're in regardless. It's just whether they're going to go in as the 3rd seed or the 4th seed. Logan going in as the number 1 seed. Congratulations to the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I followed. I'm a real good friend of Logan Brown's, and I just got to give a shout out to him and how the program. I know we're covering Mountain Crest and Skyview tonight, but Logan's done a great job with that team, and they deserved they deserve the region championship.
We are the Valley Channel, so a couple of years we're going to have 2 more schools to add to all of that. So, in fact, I saw a bunch of those Logan players here today. Jackson Anderson and Tyler Brimhaller here as the baseline jumper won't go from Hendricks. So they're here watching their guys that they played with. And I'm trying to decide how they're going to call back court against Skyview when it was Mountain Crest that threw that outlet pass.
You know what? That's a funny thing about today's game too is the Brim Halls and a lot of these kids. They've all played together on AAU or competitive teams. So
well, okay.
I mean, when I played, Box Elder or Logan, you didn't literally mean it, but you hated those people.
Yeah.
You didn't even smile at them.
No.
But nowadays they're all best friends.
That's what's funny. You're just a couple of years older than me, I think, and it was the same over here. I'm a Mountain Crest kid. We'd go into Logan looking for fights against Logan kids.
Yeah.
And you weren't buddies. Now I know a lot of those guys that I hated their guts so bad, and gosh, they're pretty good guys.
Yeah, my daughter's a freshman at Logan, and a lot of her friends are at Mountain Crest and Skyview.
But yeah,
that used to be unheard of back in the day.
I know, and those kids all know each other now, and it's a different dynamic. There's a walk.
Yeah, he slipped his foot there, trying to make a move. Just carried the ball.
Moms like it better that way. They like it better when everybody likes each other.
That's true. With my experience, here we come on the replay. Yep, he slides there, and then
just before that, he had a little bit of, like you said, that extra slide.
Yep, little hop in there.
6th turnover for Mountain Crest. So Skyview looking to cut into that lead. That's a tough shot by Hendricks, but he earns free throws.
Yeah, that's kind of too bad for Mountain Crest. It's a good move, but they bailed him out with the foul.
He was way off balance and falling away. Here it is.
Makes a good move, spins in, but that's a low percentage shot, and just aggressive defense. Just got him on the arm, but I know those are the kind that drive a coach crazy. You don't want to be fouling on a shot like that.
Hendricks with 3 points, looking for his 4th. He goes to the line for the first time tonight. And he hits both, and he has 4 points. And so it's a 2-point lead for the Mustangs in a low-scoring first half. 35 seconds to play in the half. Mountain Crest with the ball and the 25-23 lead. Jalen Teeve gets it off to Brenchley, and they run that weave out front.
Yeah. Looks like Mountain Crest is content for the last shot with having the lead.
And see, there's something that's going to kill you, because Downs comes out from underneath, pressures Brenchley 30 feet away from the basket, and they're in the penalty.
Yeah, just no need to foul there, the big guy. I mean, they're just trying to run the clock down, you know, another 10, 15 seconds. That's just, you know, like we say, a silly foul.
And that's the second foul for the big senior.
Got bailed out on it, though.
Yeah, Brenchley misses it, laying on his back. Albrechtsen gets the rebound, and then
it's too bad
Nethercott traveled.
He took a hop step there, you could tell that, yeah.
That was crazy.
What a play, though. Right flat on his back, and the ball came right to him.
You see Brenchley looking for it. Nethercott was flat on his back there, and then he handed it off. Or excuse me, Albrechtsen was flat on his back, and he got up and handed it to Nethercott, and then Nethercott traveled. Jepson out to Hilliard, 3 at the buzzer. Got it!
Right at the buzzer. Great shot.
Skyview takes a 26-25 lead into the locker room at the half. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
Welcome to Grease Monkey. What can we do for you?
Oil change.
Oil change? Well, this is the oil you're gonna want.
For that oil you want?
Speed Queen, the world's largest manufacturer of commercial laundry, builds the same washer and dryer for your home. Life tested for 25 years. Speed Queen components are steel, not plastic. Plus, the longest warranty, lifetime tub, 10-year transmission, plus 3 years parts and labor. Speed Queen, built in America since 1908.
Please come and see us. Thank you.
Now, before the game, they honored the 7 senior basketball players with Skyview. And now here at halftime, they're honoring the senior cheerleaders, which they rightly should. They put in a lot of work, too.
The second-year cheerleader. Her parents are Troy and Jennifer Jenkins.
Take a look here and see if I can find
Whitney Lewis is the second-year cheerleader.
cheerleaders in the
Pat and Colette Lewis.
book, so we can let you know who these people are. Huh?
And Ashley Rigby
Recognize them. Your senior cheerleaders are Liza Anderson, daughter of Sandra and Scott, Kenzie Davis, daughter of Andrea and the late Ted Davis, Taylor Falsliff. Her parents are Angie and Shane, Rachel Geddes, daughter of Marty and Greg, Emma Heath, daughter of Megan and Edward, Carissa Jenkins, whose parents are Jennifer and Troy, Whitney Lewis belongs to Colette and Pat, and Julie and Richard Rigby claim Ashley Rigby. And those are the senior cheerleaders that they just announced here at Skyview. Pretty good first half. It's a 1-point game. Skyview with the lead.
The unforgettable 2014-15 Skyview.
It's time for our Wendy's All-Stars.
Hi, I'm Maddie Sidaway. I'm honored to have been picked as the High School All-Star Athlete of the Week. I play soccer at Skyview High School. I play in the midfield. My favorite subject in school would have to be English because I love to read and write. I would like to say thank you to Wendy's and to Skyview and to our community and to everyone who has helped me get where I am in soccer today. Go Bobcats!
Hi, my name is Ben Watine and I've been selected as the High School All-Star of the Week. I'm the center on the football team and my favorite subject in school is math. Thank you to Wendy's and go Bobcats!
Wendy's of Cache Valley sponsors our Wendy's All-Stars, and they sponsor not just Valley Sports, but Valley High School programs Valley-wide. I went in there today, okay? I was at Wendy's today. I got a secret for you, okay? Tell the kids to go to bed because we're going to talk grown-ups here. The chicken Asiago sandwich, the Asiago chicken sandwich, spicy with no tomato. That's where it's at.
You're missing one thing. I love that sandwich, but you got to have a tomato.
Oh, well, okay, you can have the tomato if you want. I got it with no tomato. That's Wendy's of Cache Valley. Thanks to them for their sponsorships. And boy, the fan bases are good at every one of these schools, and they turn out big. And all year long, we've saluted the hardcore fans at these schools. Come early and they fill the place up, and you know, after the game hopefully they're going down to the factory pizzeria, getting the gang down there to make them up some pizzas, and they will fill you up. They've got a different kind of crust than a lot of the other pizzas that you're going to see, and it's a nice refreshing change. And don't forget about the sandwiches down there at the factory. Fernando, he knows what he's doing down there. That is for sure. Well, the cheerleaders performing here. It's 26-25. Skyview leading Mountain Crest at the half on the game of the week. And the first half was brought to you by the good folks at Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Cache Valley Electric, a tradition of excellence since 1915. Mountain Star Cache Valley Hospital, not bigger, just better. Lewiston State Bank, established for your future. New Smile, keep your teeth with experienced dental care. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors. Lynn's Audio and Video, Cache Valley's audio and video specialist. Nyman Funeral Home, a family serving your family. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you have been missing. Cherry Peak Resort, just minutes away to play. Top of Utah Spas, Utah's newest jacuzzi dealer. The Valley Outlet and the Valley Home Store, the best of both worlds, eclectic design at extremely low prices. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's television station for over 25 years. 26-25, Skyview leads Mountain Crest at the half.
I am a cyclist. Soy un ciclista. I am a cyclist. Victoria. I train for it. I sacrifice for it. While they play, I train. I conquer roads others can't.
You're driven to be the best, so you should train on the best. The 2014 Proform TDF, the official training bike of the Tour de France. It's the ultimate cyclist's training experience. With iFit and Google Maps, you'll ride the Tour. Choose any stage of the Tour or nearly every road on Earth and dig in. You'll see, feel, and ride the Tour. Climb like never before. Courchevel, Galibier, even Alpe d'Huez. Only the TDF gives you a 20% incline and decline. See it all right in front of you on our 7-inch color touchscreen. And train with power with our advanced power meter. With a TDF, you can ride almost every road on the planet. You can get the TDF with 0 down. Get yours today. Train better tomorrow.
I am a cyclist, and this is where I train.
We'll have you on that knee in no time. This afternoon, in fact. Okay, let's take that first step. Put your weight on it. You're doing terrific, Scott.
At Cache Valley Hospital, what makes us better makes you better. Cache Valley Hospital, the newest member of the Mountain Star Healthcare family.
Becoming established doesn't happen overnight. It isn't awarded by one single act. Being established comes from a lifetime of holding on to what is most important, even when it is most difficult. Being established doesn't mean doing what's always been done. It means doing what's right. Lewiston State Bank, Established in 1905. Established for your future.
Welcome to Grease Monkey. What can we do for you?
Oil change.
Oil change? Well, this is the oil you're gonna want.
For that oil you want?
26-25, Skyview leading Mountain Crest at the half. We're just a few seconds away from the second half tip-off. Well, what do you think in that first half, Jeff? What really stood out, and what do you think each team may look at trying to change there at halftime?
Well, I'm very impressed with both teams. I think one thing they both that hurt them were turnovers. It seems like there was quite a few silly turnovers on both teams, but I think Mountain Crest is sticking to their game plan, trying to get it inside, have Benchley and drive to the basket. Where Skyview, they've been hitting some threes and they got it into their big man
Downs.
He's a load and he's had some good plays. Skyview's moving the ball really well, and to this point, the score says it. It's been pretty much a toss-up, and there's not one team has really got ahead by very many points at all. And so it looks like we're heading for a barn burner. It looks like at this point. But I think both coaches got to be happy right now. They're especially Mountain Crest. You come off a tough loss to Logan and come up and play in Skyview and to have a lead or to be down just one because of that three-pointer at the end. I think they got to be happy. And Skyview's, I think they feel like they're right where they want to be too. So it's going to be a great second half.
Mountain Crest coming off 2 straight losses at home against Roy and then at Logan. And now they come in here to play on senior night against the Bobcats. And yeah, they're a three-pointer at the buzzer away from having a lead here to start the second half. Bryson Hilliard comes off the bench, and his first shot of the game is a three-pointer.
Yeah, if you'd asked Coach Bushmiller if he'd take a down one at halftime, I'm sure he would have taken that all day long. I mean, you'd like to be up, but they're right. They're in great position.
Here's Huff going in hard.
Great move.
Blocking foul, and Huff holding his arm and staying on the floor.
I hope nothing's wrong with him. It was a great drive to the basket. Here we go, drives in. Couldn't see him fall down with the other play in the view, but looks like he's okay now. But good, strong move the hole. It was a great pass from the backcourt up to him. He was open. He got a good screen, went right to the hole. 3
points on the game for Huff on 1 3-pointer. He's been quiet. We talked about him in the pregame. It's a player that's really stepped forward and stepped up his game this year.
Yeah, with his size, it looks like he's playing the three. I mean, I would do some posting up with that kid. He's got great physical size and he's good around the basket.
He misses the second free throw, but he ties the game at 26 by making the first. Well, in the past, they've used him a lot, down low and working in the paint. Mortensen draws the foul and no bucket. Tanner Kirby picks up the foul. That'll be his first.
Good swing through, got leverage, wins the basket. Great play.
Mortensen's been quiet. In fact, he's scoreless in the game. And he's a kid that averages in double figures.
Right. It's like they're trying to get it to him early, get him going a little bit.
Jepson short. Hendricks chases down the board.
Great hustle. There
finds
it is.
Mortensen, and there's his first bucket. And he'll go to the line. We've had a lot of and ones tonight, haven't we?
Yeah, we've had an extreme amount of them. That was a good play right there. Took it strong to the hole and obvious blocking foul. Good play. Finally got on the board, didn't he there?
Heard us talking about him.
That'll get him going. It's always nice to see that first scoop go in,
Hits the free throw, and Skyview stakes out a 3-point lead. We've played 1 minute here in the second half. Mountain Crest led after one, 14-13. Here's the lob into Kirby. Kirby soft off the glass.
Good play. Like again, great entry pass there. All he had to do is turn around, made a good shot, got it in. Good play.
Long ball won't go, and Kirby cleaning up the glass. Skyview outscored Mountain Crest 13-11 in that second period after the Mustangs outscored them in the opening stanza 14-13. So it's been a close game throughout. And it's a 1-point game right now with the Mustangs trailing. Brenchley spins, has it knocked away. Hansen.
Here we go.
To Mortensen, underhand scoop, and it'll go to the line.
You're right. The name of this game is and one. This game, I mean, had a lot of and ones. That was what made that play was the pass forward. I thought he made a great move to the basket. There it is, just the end of it, but it was a great pass forward. Mortensen taking it strong to the hole. That happens a lot. You get that first basket, you know, when you're one of your leading scorers, and you know, kind of just everything opens up for you. And here he's got what, 6 quick points or 5 quick points.
That was the fifth. That was the fifth and one of the game so far. And Austin Jepson just picked up his 3rd foul. So 5. That seems like a lot. We've still got 6 minutes to play in the 3rd period.
That could be a real factor coming down the end of this. You always want to get in that bonus as quick as you can.
And right now, 3 fouls on Mountain Crest, 2 on Skyview in this half. And a jump call. And it stays here as Adams got tied up by Mortensen. Adams didn't like the call, but no basketball player ever has liked any call ever. Have they?
No.
Brenchley.
Oh.
Are they going to count the bucket? I think they're going to say it was on the ground.
Ooh, that looked pretty close to another 3-point play. Old-fashioned 3-point play.
Zach Hansen just picked up his 3rd foul. Jepson's foul a minute ago was actually only his 2nd. He misspoke on that one. And now he just picked up his 3rd. Just had to wait a little longer.
Yeah.
He was holding Jepson on the inbounds play. Nethercott finds Adams. Adams has it knocked away. Now the possession arrow favors Skyview, so effectively a turnover.
Yep. Good defense by Skyview right there. Collapsing the ball. As soon as it came loose, 3 guys around to at least secure the jump ball, which they have the possession. So it is a turnover. Good defensive play by Skyview.
8 turnovers for Mountain Crest as Adams just dribbled into 3 guys. 4-point lead for the Bobcats. Panther goes baseline, shovels it back to Mortensen. Mortensen did not score in the first half. He's got 8 here in the first 3 minutes of this 3rd period. Brenchley all the way to the rack, too hard. 6-point lead for the Bobcats, and they're looking to increase. Hendricks, Panther, 3, rims out, rebounded by Nethercott. No, that's Brenchley.
Boy, that was a big miss, because if they hit that, they go up by 9, and that would be a huge lead in this game. But obviously, in this half, you can tell that they've decided we're going inside.
Brenchley, free throw line jumper. Actually, the elbow wouldn't go.
Mountain Crest in a kind of a vulnerable spot right here, because it feels like the momentum shifting to Skyview right now.
Danger time. We call it danger time, right? And it's danger time for the Mustangs. Trailing by 6 in the last 2 possessions down for the Bobcats. They've been able to keep the bucket out of the hole. To keep the ball out of the hole, I should say. The ball out of the bucket. Insert your basketball metaphor here. Huff for 3. And he cuts the lead in half with his 2nd triple.
Like I was just saying, that's a huge shot. Just to, you know, that kills the momentum, keeps the crowd down. And there's Huff. He's a good shooter. That was a good play.
7 points for Huff. He had 3 in the first half. He's got 4 here in the third period.
Right.
So Skyview, we talked about, like you said, that danger time. Skyview had staked out a 6-point lead. They had 2 chances to increase that, and both times Mountain Crest able to prevent them from scoring, and now Huff hits the 3.
Yeah,
and they're right back in it, down by 3.
That's huge. They could have been down 9, 10, 11 points, but they did a great job on defense, came back, got the 3-pointer, and that's how you win games. You keep the runs from being big, and you get the momentum back on your side. Now we're right back to just a great game. But it's obvious, that Coach Hilliard coming out of the second half, it says, okay, Mortensen had no points. He's one of their studs, so he says, well, we're going to get the ball inside, and Skyview's done a real nice job, feeding him, and Bryce is producing. He's done a great job.
I had a coach tell me once, it was actually Terrell Baldwin when he was coaching. You know Terrell.
Yes, I know Terrell very well.
I asked him once, Coach, what would the perfect game look like to you? And he said, well, my team wins 2-0. And I've kind of told that story to other coaches, and every one of them has agreed with me.
Yeah, right.
Even coaches that like to run up and down the floor, they've said, that's great. I'd love to win 2-0.
Yeah.
I'd love to see my team play that kind of defense.
Right. Speaking of Terrell quick, I knew Terrell. I've known him my whole life. His mom and dad, Mark and Judy, great people. But, I was talking to his dad the other night, and he won 44 straight region games in a row. I mean, that's just hard for me to fathom, here at Skyview and, when he did that. But, I mean, that is just, 4 straight championships, region championships. How do you win 44 region games in a row? That takes some real skill at the coaching position.
By having a better team than everybody for 4 years.
Yeah. Having Nate Harris.
Coaching them up.
Yeah, Nate Harris didn't hurt. But what a phenomenal job, because to keep those kids going and in that program. I just wanted to give a shout out to Terrell. I don't know if people still remember what a great coach he was, but his. Yeah,
I don't think they played those games in here, did they? They played it down in the old gym, and we saw a whole bunch of those games. 25 years the Valley Channel's been doing this. That's 3 years older than I am, or not. Downs goes to the line after he's fouled by Kirby, and Downs hits them both. The bank is open.
He meant to do that, I'm sure.
7 points for Downs.
I've had a few bankers like that in my career, and guess what? They all count the same.
That's right. And contrary to popular belief, you don't have to call it for it to count.
Right. Still feels like to me, Eric, that Skyview might be on the crest of maybe making a run. They just, there's momentum. Even though they hit the 3, it feels like the Bobcats are executing a little better than Mountain Crest right now. Getting the looks they want. And, they're up to 5 and they score here. They'll have a good lead.
Let's see. Here they give away the ball, and they called a travel right here.
Yeah.
He rolled over onto his back. You can slide all the way down the floor on your stomach, but if you slide or roll over onto your back, it's a travel.
Right.
Hendricks hangs, misses, rebounded by Adams as he blocks out.
Another big stop by Mountain Crest there.
Albrechtson looks back to Christiansen, who's into the ball game for the first time. Number 21, Carter Christiansen, 6'3". Huff and Kirby on the bench. Wrenchley, too hard, rebounded by Adams as he comes in from the guard line and rebounds out. Mountain Crest trails by 5, 36-31.
Skyview in a 2-3 zone right now, and it's got Mountain Crest a little bit confused.
Looking for Nethercott underneath. He was being held. I don't know how much he was being held, but when your hand is kind of around the waist as they start to turn and the official sees that, you're going to get that call.
You're going to get that call 99% of the time, and from up here, like you said, whether he really held him a lot, but you could tell just a little bit of hesitation, him going to the ball. That means he is beginning to get held, and the ref will, like I said, call that every time pretty much.
Downs has 3 fouls. Huff back in the ball game. Christiansen sits down. Teeve comes in for Adam. No, Adams is still in there. Teeve looking at a three. No good. Mortensen on the board. Mountain Crest teams will slap the zone on the Mustangs because the Mountain Crest Mustangs have had trouble shooting the ball from the outside all season long.
Yeah, it's been one of their weaknesses, and I think Skyview's exploiting that a little bit right now.
Downs spins it up, and the English was a little too much on that.
Yeah, hair more patience. You know, he had him blocked out. He should little hesitation, go up strong.
That's the hardest thing to teach those young post players, isn't it? Take your time.
Yep.
And
he has him totally out of position, you know, and if he just hesitates, keeps his feet, it's that shot. Why you miss it is because you're off balance, you know, because you haven't set your feet correctly.
And you also tell players to play fast, but don't hurry.
Right.
Oh, that one poked away by Hendricks, and he keeps running, which means he didn't like the call as Brenchley is spared a turnover.
Yeah, we were gonna come up with the replay there, but looked pretty clean, you know. But
it's all about angles. We talked about that earlier. We talked about that a lot with officials. And
right.
Sometimes when you're sitting up in the stands or way up high, you got a way better angle than the guy that's closer than you are. Learned that a lot with my regular partner, Lee Vaughn's done a lot of officiating, and so I wouldn't want to do it.
No,
Huff all the way in, loses it, and that's going to stay here. No foul called. Huff drove right into Downs. He might as well just kept running and ran into the back wall.
Yeah, I thought this was a foul myself, but yeah, you know, he
kind of hip checked him.
Yeah, I mean he is forward momentum coming into Huff. And to me, that shouldn't be foul. But like you said, there's different angles, but that seemed like a pretty tough call for Mountain Crest there. Should have been a foul.
Mountain Crest has had the ball for a long time here. Now they turn it over. They come up with nothing. 6 fouls on Skyview, 4 on Mountain Crest here. So 10 whistles in this third quarter. Skyview is going to get the last shot, it looks like, or play for the last shot of the third period. They lead by 5, 36-31. Hendricks holds, looks for Panner, takes it himself because Panner's not free. Tip in by Mortensen, and that's the end of the third period of play. Bryce Mortensen serves notice in the third. Hey, I'm still playing, and I got another year. The big junior has 10 points, and it's a 7-point Skyview lead as we head to the fourth. Here's a look.
Last play, good drive, shot it up, and here comes our man of the third quarter, Mortensen, with a great putback. But good dribble. That's what I always claim. I was a slashing, driving guard. That's how I made my living and got to Utah State. And so I see guards that slash and go to the basket. To me, the only good things can happen, just like there. Even though he misses a tough shot, everybody's focused on him and his drive, and Mortensen, just waltzes in there and gets an easy basket. So I tell young kids out there, learn if you're a guard, or learn how to drive, learn how to penetrate.
Oh yeah, and learn how to go left if you're right-handed, and learn how to go right if you're left-handed. Be able to go both directions.
Hardly anything doesn't happen good when a guard penetrates and can break the defense down.
7-point lead for Skyview. They scored 12 in that third period. Mountain Crest only scored 6. Single-digit quarters will kill you. You can sometimes recover from one, but if you have 2 of them in a game, in a high school game, a single-digit quarter will kill you.
Yep. It was a big quarter for Skyview, especially Mortensen, like we talked about, but
now this is kind of, anything can happen, but it's kind of Skyview's game to lose right now with this, with the 7-point lead. That doesn't sound huge, but with not as many points being scored in this game, it is a big lead. Right
now. No, 7's a huge lead. It's the biggest lead of the game. Actually, Mountain Crest or Skyview had an 8-point lead earlier, so we take that back. Here's Downs working his way in.
Did you see that time, Eric? We talked about that before. Downs made a great move, but he kind of did a little hitch, got his feet together, and went up. And there's nobody in the state that's going to stop that kid when he gets his feet set.
9 for Downs, and it's a 9-point lead for Skyview. Slipping away from the Mustangs. Nethercott. Mountain Crest almost turned it over, but they get it back. They've got to get a bucket. They've been stuck at 31 for a long time.
Yeah, this 2-3 zone is creating some problems for, like you said earlier, without the great outside shooting, a 2-3 zone's tough to beat. So, but a great job there of getting, like I said earlier, getting it into Huff. I like him when he gets it inside the paint. Seems like he's strong and athletic, and good things happen when he gets the ball in the paint.
He's got 7 points. Now 8.
Entering for the Mustangs, number 50, Tanner Kirby. And for the
Downs will have to sit. He's got 4 fouls.
Is that Downs' 4th?
Yeah.
That could be a factor.
Yep,
come down the
4th. Huff makes 1 of 2. So it's an 8-point lead. Hendricks, free throw line jumper, too hard. Hendricks hasn't really been able to find his stroke tonight. He's got 4 points. He's done other things.
He's a great player. He has had a good floor game, but his jumper hasn't been on tonight. But
he was the guy you were talking about that penetrated to the basket there at the end of the quarter.
Yep. You can tell he has that ability. I like his game, and just he's missed some 10, 12, 15-foot jumpers, which he'll normally knock down. So that was a good defensive possession by Mountain Crest. They desperately need a basket here. Not desperately, but
pretty close
to stay in this game. Yeah.
And Huff can't connect on the turnaround jumper. There's Bragan Holbrook into the game for the first time, getting fouled.
Fouls on Mountain Crest, number 15, Jonathan Huff.
Huff picks up his 3rd foul.
Here we go, driving the basket, makes a nice move. Definitely got bumped. What is that, 5 team fouls on
Mountain Crest, yeah.
Mountain Crest.
7 on Skyview.
So that, if they could get some penetration against that zone, Mountain Crest, they could, now they're in the bonus. They need those free throws with the clock stopped at this point.
Jepson kicks it back out to Panner. That's his spot. That one won't go. Rebound by Brenchley, and Jepson just picked up number 4. And Coach Hilliard starts to throw his hands up in the air, stops at his forehead. Okay.
Yeah. I can't imagine the roller coaster ride a high school coach goes on through the year. Just why would you do that? Why
coaching a bunch of teenage boys?
Yeah, exactly.
There's never a good answer with a teenage boy for why would you do that?
Right, exactly. And like I said, this puts Mountain Crest at the line with the clock stop. That's exactly what they need to get back in this game.
That's Brenchley's first point of the second half, I believe. Yeah, it is. Usually the teenage boy's answer to why would you do that is, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What are you talking about? I just did it.
No, either that or no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Yeah, you did. Brenchley hits both. He's got 14. He's been quiet here in the second half. They've paid a lot of attention to him defensively after he had that big 12-point first half.
Yep. Didn't.
Carden Porter's shot won't go. And is that an offensive foul or a rebound foul on Skyview? It is.
Assessed to Skyview, number 13, Bryce
Mortensen gets rung up. That's his second, and that's free throws on the other end.
Here we got the replay of it. He goes up. There's the block.
Look, Mortensen maybe got his left or his right arm out there and pushed off a little bit.
Kirby's free throw, too hard, rebounded by Carden Porter. Kirby's 1 for 4 from the line tonight. Timeout, Skyview. They lead by 6. Mountain Crest with a golden opportunity to cut into that, and they've missed a couple of free throws here. Well, they missed that one by Kirby.
Yeah, that was a big miss. But on the other end of it, you know, the Skyview's had 3 or 4 chances to run this out to an 8, 10, 12-point game, and they haven't been able to get capitalized down on the other end. So, you know, it stays at a 6-point game with, you know, 5 minutes to go. I mean, Mountain Crest is still very much in this game.
Yeah, Mountain Crest has hung around. And they're not going gently into that good night, are they?
No.
Hey, you and I talked about the Aggies before the season started. Stu Morrill in his final season. That'll be sad to see him saunter off into the sunset. He's done an awful lot. Larry Eustace got something started up on the hill, and then Stu Morrill took it to a whole nother level, and he's done, and you said this to me, what you think's been his best coaching job of his career this year. Those guys are playing hard.
Well, you know, you got all the WAC and Big West Championship. I mean, Stu's like the Lavelle Edwards around this time. I mean, when he retires, it's just going to be incredible because he's done so much. He's won so many games in the way he's won it. But like he's, you know, coming into this year, you had zero experience besides Jalen coming back.
Yeah.
And a bunch of new guys nobody even knew. And it looked like mid-December, I'm like, oh my gosh, are these guys going to win 2 or 3 conference games? So I say that this is one of his best coaching years ever, and they're competitive and they're fun to watch.
Yeah, and they're not far out of the conference lead. They're not really, I don't think, a threat to win the conference, but they're up there near the top.
Oh, yeah.
Down near the bottom.
A couple games were right in the back, too.
Yeah.
You know, the
UNLV,
New Mexico game. So they could easily be tied for it right now. But just what a phenomenal job. What a coach he is. What he's meant to this valley. It's hard to describe.
Downs, down low, leaves it short, gets his own board, puts it back.
Big play, big rebound.
11 for Downs. Yeah. Something up at that spectrum ought to end up having Stu Morrill's name on it before.
I'd almost be shocked if something didn't happen, you know, that last game against Colorado State.
3 won't go. Nethercott puts it back. Timeout, Mountain Crest. Nethercott's got 8. Well, and that's interesting in that Colorado State game. You got the last 2 coaches for Utah State coaching in that game, Larry Eustace and Stu Morrill.
Pretty ironic. When Larry Eustace was the coach up here, I was very good friends with Larry. Golfed with him a lot. We did a lot with his wife and my wife. But there's a shot. This is a crucial rebound, put back. You know, you're down by 8 at that point. If Skyview gets that ball, then they're gonna run the clock and have a chance to go up by 10. But great rebound, good put back, and now they're, you know, at 6 points. At 6 points, anything can still happen. They still got plenty of time.
2 possessions.
Yeah, they got plenty of time. And
you were talking about
keep playing defense like they are. They still have a good shot at this game.
You're talking about Larry Eustace, and his practices were always interesting. And I was a student journalist up there at the time, and I remember my first practice going in and watching him. He's tough on those players, and then I had to go interview him after, and he comes walking over, and he was awesome.
Yeah,
he was awesome.
He was one of the
stupid college journalist, and he was awesome.
Yeah, he was so nice to me, you know. But you're right. I went up to a couple practices. The first one I saw in the, how do you put it, the verbal lashing was pretty. I was actually in shock, to tell you the truth.
You talk about it. You're a farm boy from Deweyville. Right. That's where those words were invented.
I'm a corn-fed boy from Deweyville.
Oh, Downs.
Yep. Good tip out, though.
Hendricks can't get it to go either. And a jump ball, and it stays here as Huff and Downs fight over.
Yeah, that's just kind of the night Hendricks had. He said, good night, but that's a dead lay-in, you know. Just should have had it.
Mortensen misses short. Mortensen had that huge third quarter, and with 3:41 to play here in the ball game, he hasn't scored in the fourth.
Great tip out. They get the ball. Now this is where you might want to run some
offensive foul as Downs runs over Huff, but I think Huff sold that one.
There might have been a little bit of flop there. That foul, is that his 5th foul?
I believe that's number 5.
That was a tough call. That, you know, I know you want to score, but here we go in. He turns. Like you said, you never get on the rest, but there might have been a little bit of acting there.
Oh, he pulled fish into the boat that didn't flop around that much.
He'd get fined in the NBA now.
That's right. Huff the Wiley Senior. You call him Wiley, right, when they do that?
Yeah. That was a huge stop because, you know, Skyview had a couple of really good looks at the hoop and could have got it back up 8. So big stop for Mount Crest.
Downs fouls out with 11, and he was a force to be reckoned with down low. The Mustangs had plenty of trouble with him here in this second half. He had 8 of those 11. Teeve, 3, stepped on the sideline, out of bounds, turnover Mountain Crest. 11th of the game.
You talked about that earlier, just court awareness. You know, you have to know exactly where you're on the court at all times, and that's just kind of an inexcusable error there. But
if he wore a size 9.5 instead of 10s, he wouldn't have been out. He was that close, just his heels. Jepson in trouble. He walked. No timeout. He did walk.
I thought he did, and obviously the timeout. That's a great call by Hilliard. You know, he's in trouble. It looks like a turnover, and
it's a 6-point game. Here's a look. As Jepson, they trap him over there against the sideline. Huff and Brenchley. Yeah, he slid the pivot foot and turned around. And
he didn't take 3 steps. He took 4, I think. But that's a hard, you know, obviously they thought the timeout was before the travel. You know, in this position for Skyview, you're up by 6, which is still only 2 possessions, but you know, I'm a believer with no shot clock. You know, you run your offense, but you take a good 30 seconds to a minute off this clock, you know, because right now at 3:08, you know, you run a minute or so off the clock, even if you don't score, it just, you know, every possession you have, you should be eating up some clock unless you get just, you know, wide open layup or something you really feel good about.
Everybody talks about how hard it is to hold the ball and play offense for that long, but to me, I look at it like it's hard to play defense for that long.
Yeah, right.
And a foul out front on Brenchley. That'll be his 2nd. Is that the 6th team foul or 7th?
Yeah, it looks like Mountain Crest is going to go to trapping the ball here with 2 guys. So they're in man-to-man, but they're trapping too.
3 minutes left in the ball game. Mountain Crest down by 6. Skyview, Porter putting them up by 8.
See, that just totally blew my theory because he made a good shot. But no, that's a great shot. Great move. Big strong move there too.
That might be the possession that finally puts Skyview over the hump. We'll see. Mountain Crest will not go away as Nethercott's blocked by Hendricks. Panter ahead to Jepson. 10-point Skyview lead.
Wow, what a great play. I love that from the guard. He got out, and what a great pass to see the vision there, and you know, he reversed it on the other side. But that might be the dagger right there, Eric. Oh, there's the replay, yep. Great play. Now the students, the crowd's into it. Mountain Crest is in a little bit of trouble here.
Behind an awfully big 8-ball. Huff looking for an opening. Finds Teeve for 3. Short. Rebound. Hendricks. Hendricks kicks it out to Mortensen. Mortensen across to Jepson. 2 minutes to play in the ball game. Hendricks down to Mortensen. Mortensen. Hendricks could be the dagger. Boom!
Great shot. That's one of those. No, great shot. That was a really good possession.
3 on the other end won't go. Albertson's follow. He can't get high enough. And the Bobcats with a 13-point lead in the ball with 1:30 to play in the ball game. Panter Three. Won't go. Rebound. Brenchley tracks it down. Probably didn't need to take that three.
No. Panner's a great shooter, you know. They got a 13-point lead. It's one of those if he hits it, well, but you could have run another 20, 30 seconds off this clock and just iced the game, which looks like it's pretty much in the refrigerator right now anyway.
Brenchley's got 16.
Crazier things have happened. You've seen it. I've seen it.
Well, 11-point lead with 1:11 to play. I have seen crazier things, but not many. There's the three ball from Hendricks. Didn't rattle around.
That was a great shot. Look at the young man too. He's excited. The crowd's up. That was a good shot. He was wide open. You know, like I said, the theory you run more clock, but he was wide open. He had confidence, and he just buried the shot. And that was really put the nail in the coffin. That shot right there.
So we do a. Do a player of the game, and I think we're gonna have we gotta pick who they are, but we got a minute and 11 left. If Skyview hangs on, I lean toward Mortensen because his big third quarter helped blow the game open for Skyview, helped them stake out that lead. Now I know Downs had a big game as well, so he's another guy that I look at a little bit. So between the both of us, if Skyview wins, we have to decide who we're going to make our player of the game.
Yeah, it's been those are my two choices. It's you could give it to either one or both, but I think
now Mountain Crest has to foul with 1:09 to play.
Yep.
Tommy Albrechtson fouls Jepson, and Jepson will go to the line. Yeah, between Downs and Mortensen, Skyview's had contributions all across the board, though. But Downs really controlled the paint as well.
Yep. And then you go back to Mortensen, that third quarter was huge, with his 10 points. And obviously it was the game plan to go into him, and he delivered, and that's when they built the
They built a 7-point
lead, and it was mainly on the back of Mortensen. That separated them. It was a tight game up to that point.
Well, I don't have a problem saying that those were the two guys that did it. We won't have time to talk with them after this game, but we'll make sure they get their certificates to clean the sink at Angie's. Have you ever done that? As they call a foul on Skyview.
My daughter had a birthday party there, and she brought like 8 friends. They went to another place, but then we went to Angie's for to clean the sink, and we bought 2 of them for these 8 or 9 kids. And so I was part of cleaning 2 of those sinks. I about died of sugar overdose after, but it was actually fabulous.
Never tried it. I'm afraid I'd be able to do it, so that's why I don't want to try it. You give those to these Skyview or these high school boys, and somehow I think most of them are able to do it too.
Yep.
Panner across the timeline turns it over.
Under a minute here. Really an unnecessary turnover there by Skyview.
Brenchley's 3 rims out. Nethercott keeps it alive. And
I like that kid. That's a great rebound.
Here's Panner out in front. It's blocked by Brenchley. Rebound. Put back by Cardin Porter. 53-39. 14-point lead with 32 seconds left. Skyview is going to be the number 3 seed. All 3 teams from the Valley will be represented in the state tournament. Logan is number 1, Skyview is number 3, and that's a pretty good block.
That was a heck of a block. Athletic.
Did it hit the glass before he blocked it?
Yes.
That's the only question it did. If it hit the glass before
Looked like to me on the replay it did. That's a good block. But a good rebound by Skyview, put back up and in. I want to mention something about, you remember 2 years ago my nephew Luke Falk was playing at Logan High School in basketball. And they barely got in they had a play-in,
But what happened is this with Jalen Moore at Skyview and Mountain Crest. I can't remember exactly all the kids they had, but those three teams from Cache Valley, you know, beat each other up all year long. So it looked like they didn't have that great of records. And then they went to
and just blew through everybody.
They went into state, and all three, Logan, Skyview, and Mountain Crest, made it 3 out of the Final 4, and then of course Skyview and Mountain Crest in the championship game. And you know, sometimes you just don't know. Maybe the rest of the state isn't as tough as this region, and you know, teams like Skyview and Mountain Crest get hot, they could run through and have a great state tournament.
And it's crazy. They play it down at the D Event Center at Weber State, and they play it over like a 3-4 day span. And they don't mess around, do they? It's over and done in a weekend.
Yep.
They used to play 1 week at home schools and then play the next week down at a college site. Turnover by Mountain Crest.
You know what I loved about that too, and I was talking to Terrell Baldwin, when I played, there was you even if you lost a game, you still got another game. I don't like just the one and done. I know that's how NCAA and all this, but you know, my junior and senior year, I got to play 8 playoff games in state.
Wow.
But we're in the consolation side. I would have never got.
Skyview holds the ball until the buzzer, and the Bobcats win their senior night game 53-39. We'll take a break and come back and wrap things up from Smithfield.
You okay, honey?
Cassie? Hi, I'm Amber. Let's get you on back, okay?
Wow, that was fast. Good. Come on.
We're gonna get you home real soon, okay?
Fortunately, Cache Valley Hospital's emergency room is close by when you need it. Cache Valley Hospital, the newest member of the Mountain Star Healthcare family.
53-39, Skyview beats Mountain Crest. Our players of the game, Tyler Downs and Bryce Mortensen, for their contributions to Skyview. They played pretty well, Jeff.
Yeah, both players did a great job. Like I mentioned, Bryce Mortensen in the third quarter, he just basically took over in the third quarter, and that's when Skyview got there a little bit. Downs just, you know, inside, he's such a presence. When he gets his feet set, he's very mobile, and you know, he really dominated the paint in the middle of the game for Skyview.
All right, 53-39, our final. Skyview beating Mountain Crest on the Game of the Week. And the Game of the Week was brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Cache Valley Electric, a tradition of excellence since 1915. Mountain Star Cache Valley Hospital, not bigger, just better. Lewiston State Bank, established for your future. New Smile, keep your teeth with experienced dental care. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors. Lynn's Audio and Video, Cache Valley's audio and video specialists. Nyman Funeral Home, a family serving your family. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you've been missing. Cherry Peak Resort, just minutes away to play. Top of Utah Spas, Utah's newest jacuzzi dealer. The Valley Outlet and the Valley Home Store, the best of both worlds, eclectic design at extremely low prices. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's television station for over 25 years. For Jeff Anderson and the guys in the truck and behind the camera doing the hard work, I'm Eric Olson saying see you next time on the Valley Channel.